Trey. So, first things first on this. I'm gonna have to do a lot of work on this because you didn't submit your AI file. Or if you did, I can't find it anywhere. It's not in the zip file you sent me. I don't know where you ended up sending it. It's not in any of my emails or anything. It wasn't in the try2 folder. So I don't actually know what happened to your AI file. Um, I think if I remember correctly that there was an AI file uploaded, but when I went to go open it, it says it's corrupted. So I don't know what you ended up doing. So I have the PNG here that we can use, which is okay because there's quite a few changes that needs to be made on this. While I understand what you were going for on this, it is way too busy. So there's so much going on that I don't think anyone can really figure out what's going on. And the other part is that this doesn't translate as a turbo. So in class and stuff, I didn't know a whole lot about I will tell you 100% I don't know a whole lot about cars. I'm not a car person. Um, I am a person who can drive a car. I can change my oil. I can put oil in my car and I can check like the basics, but I have no idea about most of the parts inside of my car. So I did a little bit of research on turbos. And I'm pulling up a web page or the internet right now on another screen. So, looking at this looks a lot different than what you have submitted to me. And this looks a lot different in that I actually can kind of figure out what this is. Your other one, like I've said multiple times, reminds me of an NVIDIA video card, which is very far away from a turbo. So we're going to start on basically a new footing. So we're going to pull some of the stuff in from this, but this is way too busy. And it makes my head hurt, and we need to calm it down a little. I know what you were going for, but it's kind of just gone a little too far there. So let's look here and see what we can find of a turbo that isn't terribly complicated, but that we could jazz up. So I'm kind of thinking along the lines of a logo, something like this. For you, where you can put your name outside of it. It's a simple logo, but it has some of the stuff you're looking for. I don't really want to go something that complicated because you're going to have to recreate this. Um, and we might just grab something like this because these are interesting unless there's something else down here that I think would work. I think this is going to be what we're going to do. So we're going to do save image. This is a JPEG. I'm going to go into the logo section and I'm just going to save it as a turbocharged vector. Let's see what else we've got out here. Yeah, I think that's probably the best options we have. Um, Looking at your logo here, I'm assuming these are meant to be flames. So let's go back here and let's go with flame vector. Let's find some cool flames to use. I think we're gonna grab this one. So can I save this as a JPEG? Yep. And I think we're gonna grab this one. Save image as. Eh. So flames aren't too terribly hard to make, but sometimes having a reference is really helpful. This I'm gonna take as well because this might be interesting to try. Okay, that's a different type of file. So I need my snipping tool. Let's grab this and we'll use this. So you can use on a Mac, you can use the screenshot option. And I do believe that number 4 allows you to number 4 allows you to select a certain space. So, okay, so let's go back into Illustrator. This is your original. Now we're gonna go to File, we're gonna go to Open, we're gonna go to Logos, and we have all of these. So we're gonna open all these up. So that's 4 more things. We're gonna cut this one and we're gonna open up a new layer. We're gonna paste that and we're gonna enlarge it a little bit. So we're gonna put that there. This one can go away. We're gonna go to this one. We're gonna cut it, paste it. We're gonna make it bigger too so I can actually see it. We're gonna get rid of that one. Cut this one, paste it. Again, make it so I can see it. Get rid of that one and grab this one and paste it. And there we go. Okay, we're gonna pull this below and we're gonna lock it. Step one is we're gonna make our, oh, I keep missing it. We're gonna make our artboard a little bigger. And we're gonna move it up a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go for a long logo opposed to a short one like this. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna choose a turbo. And I think we're gonna go with this one because I know that you liked a fan that moved pretty well, and I think it's got some of the pieces in it you like. We might be able to add the cog into this one as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our pen tool. We're going to switch it to a stroke. We're going to find a color that we can see. So we're going to use neon pink. And we're going to start in here. And I need to switch to my first layer. Okay, so we're going with our pen tool and we're just going to trace this. Right now I'm holding shift because we are doing straight lines and that will help us keep straight lines. Then I'm going to go to my next point and I'm going to hold it down and I'm going to use it to pull to create our shape. And I'm going to go around here. We've got, so what I'm going to do on this part is I'm just going to do straight lines because I can curve them later quite much easier than I can drawing them. So we're going to do that. There's our curve. Click on the square, go up, over, and down. And we're going to curve this up, over, down, another curve, up, over, and down, again a curve, up, over, and down. Okay, and then we're going to hold shift again because we're just making straight lines. And we have an outline of a turbo. Okay, for these inner circles, they're a lot easier to do if we just grab the ellipse tool and we create one that has an outline. And I'm going to make it a little bigger so you can see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to pull it down to the bottom here, pull it over to here, and then pull it over to here. So we have a circle, and then we can just grab this and duplicate it, set it there. Oop. Grab the square, not the whole thing. We're just going to pull it in and then up a little bit. We're going to duplicate it again. We're going to pull it in again, just like this. Okay, and then finally, we're going to do that again for this middle one. And for now, I'm just going to grab this color as the center for that one. I'm going to grab this one, and we're going to pull this color. I'm going to grab this one, and we're going to pull this color. And we're going to give it an outside stroke of black. And the reason I'm doing this is just so that I can remember what this is supposed to look like. We're going to change the colors in the end. Okay. So we're going to make this stroke a little larger, and then we're going to grab this one, and we are going to make it white. Okay. And then I'm also going to grab this outline, and we're going to make it black. Okay, so we have the basic shape right there of our turbo. And now I'm going to draw this. So the first step is to get an ellipse. We're going to switch it. We're going to change the color again to neon pink so that we can see it. We're going to set it there. We are going to pull that in, and pull that in. We got a perfect circle. And then we're going to shrink that down holding shift. And we're going to get it a little bit bigger. So that's what we're going to do there. And then we are going to trace one of our blades here. Okay, and we're going to make it solid. And instead of drawing them all a billion times, we are going to do this. Okay. Joink. And now we are going to select all of these and we are going to use our shape builder tool. We're going to take the middle out and now we're going to add all of these together. So that then you have a blade, a fan blade. So we're going to pull that out and that goes up with our turbocharger. Okay. So that goes right in there. So this not included, that can move. I'm going to make sure all of these are done correctly. I'm going to make this black for now. Like I said, all of these colors are going to change. I just want to make sure that right now we get the general shape. Okay, so there's our turbocharger. Now the question is, I guess, what kind of flames do we want coming out of it? Because this isn't gonna work. I'm kind of leaning towards this kind because I think that would look kind of cool going over top and then having velocity tuning under it. And I think that's going to get the point across pretty well. So why don't we grab one of these? And I tried to make, the reason I pulled these in is you can draw them on your own, but I know that you're not as experienced in Illustrator, so this gives you options to use to create them. So you'll do the same thing with this. I'm going to go with this one because I think this one looks kind of cool. So we're just going to trace around it. We're going to turn it to a line. Our stroke, I'm going to again make it neon pink because it's easier to see. Let's go to properties. I'm going to turn the stroke up a bit so you can see it hopefully. Okay, so back to drawing this. So you're just going to draw the pieces of this because there are multiple pieces. So all I'm doing is clicking and then pulling to get the curve. So I click the point, I go to where I want, I click down, holding the mouse button and drag, and then I keep doing that. Every time I go back and I click the last point, because it gives me a straight line again to create a new unique curve. We're going to go up here, and we're going to curve into that. And this will take some time. I mean, you can already tell that it takes time because it's taking me time to do it. Logos aren't built quickly, sadly. So we've got part 1 done. So we're going to go down here to part 2. So get that a bit of a bulge. go up here. Pull this down. And it doesn't have to look perfectly like the previous, like your design, but you want to keep it generally the same shape. So you can see how I'm not like perfectly going along every point. Okay. And there we go. So that piece is done. And I must not. Okay, I didn't hit the point down there, which is what I wanted to do. Okay. Okay. All right. And for the last bit. Okay, so we've done all our ray tracing of that. Let's pull that over here and we can see it. And again, I'm just going to turn this all into a solid color and we're going to make it black for now. Okay. It's not going to remain black, but that's what we're going to do for now. So we can do that. We can even make this a little bigger if you want, so that it looks kind of, foreboding. And then you're looking at velocity tuning. So I'm just going to put some text under here so I know tuning. So I have a general idea right now of what we're doing. Okay, I know that's way too small. Okay, so here is our current general idea. All right. Okay, so we're going to go to Adobe Fonts. I'm going to bring it over this way. So let's look at Adobe Fonts really quick. Do I have a 2 up with Adobe Fonts? Oh no, okay. Sorry. So right now we're on the home page. We're going to click Browse All. And it brings up this page, which gives us a lot of different things. Let's see here of what's here, what works for automotives. Let's see what we got here. What kind of stuff do we usually use for automotive logos? Okay, so it's a pretty, like, kind of everywhere. And if we go to Turbo logos, it's kind of similar. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, so let's go for, of what I have here, let's look at some futuristic logos, which I need in my notebook because I need to write them down. See what we got here that could work. So I'm going to grab the Citizens typeface just because it's kind of interesting. So all you have to do in this is you can click Add to Family, and it will immediately install it for you. Callisto might be a good one. This one might be a good one too. So the Aviana Futura, or Future. Thinking of another font. The Obiva system is probably a good one. So Obiva, Via, whatever it's called. Lunatics might be a good one as well, and I already have that one. Let's see here, what else do we have? Relexia might be a good one too, or Rexlia. I don't know how any of these are pronounced. Okay. Height, or the sneakers one might be good as well. So I've got a couple options. Stop, bub. My cat is scratching my chair. Okay, so normally what I do when I'm looking for fonts, and this is important of how we're going to build your logo, so I need to choose your fonts early on. Okay, so normally what I do is I need to delete that because I did that the wrong way. This does not need to be this long. I will usually grab this, duplicate it using the Option key, and then if I press Command D, it'll continue to duplicate it. And then if I pull it to the side and I do that again, I'll get a couple rows of your title. And then I go in and I highlight it and I start typing things in. So Citizen was one we did. So we're going to do the light version. We're going to do the bold version. So we're going to highlight this. We're going to go over here and we're going to go to Callisto. Oh, we're actually going to do that one because that would actually look kind of cool with yours tilted. We'll grab the bold one as well, and I want to do one that is normal. So let's do the heavy one normal. Okay. And then we did Aviano Futuro. That one looks kind of cool. We're going to do the regular one of that. And then the next one was Via. Let's see here. I think I like the bold. We'll grab that one too. Lunatics. I know that there's only 2 for this one. And then I need Rexlia, which is right there. And then the sneakers font. Okay. And I usually make more of these than I need. It is just a way of making sure I have enough and don't have to mess with them while I'm trying to sort out fonts. Okay. So looking at these, I can immediately say that this, even though it looked cool, is not going to work. And I already know that. So it's going to go in the discard pile. And this is usually how I do this. I just pick piles and I chuck things places. I don't like this one. That one goes over there. I'm not a huge fan of that one. I don't think that one really screams automotives. I don't know that that one does either. Okay. So, let's see here. I don't really like that one either. I think these are the ones we're going to keep for now. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate a set and put it down here. And the rest, these are all going to go somewhere else. Okay, these are discards. They're going to go up there, so I know where they are. These are all going to get turned into outlines. Okay. So we are going to go to View. We're going to go to Rulers. We're going to go to Show Rulers. I'm going to pull a ruler to right here so it lines up with that piece right there. And we probably need to go in and adjust just to make sure. And I know there's things on this that still need fixed. Actually, I may leave those as sharp points. I kind of like that. It does give that kind of cog-like feel that you have in your other thing. That's not the one I want. Okay, so we're going to grab another guide. So you just click over here and pull it out. And we're going to put it there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to resize these. And if I hold Shift, it will allow me to easily resize them. I'm also going to group these together, and I think I'm going to transform this and reflect it horizontally. Yeah, that'll work better. Okay. Because I can pull this up a little more. Okay, so that's done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull your artboard in. I'm going to pull this up. And I'm going to pull this in. Because there is one version of your logo. Now, I know colors haven't changed yet. We're going to do that here in just a minute. Because you want... Oh, come on, zoom in. Let's see here. Okay. So that looks like the color scheme you had besides like an off-white color. So let's see if we can incorporate these in along with a couple other colors. So my thought process kind of right now is to take this and have it be that blue color and then select this. I'm gonna ungroup this for a moment so I can select, actually let's not do that. I can use this. So let's grab this one and I'm going to grab your hex code. And we can do that. And actually, you know, I think this black one we can do that with as well. And I am thinking maybe we put a black outline around this. I did say black. I'm not sure what part of that you didn't hear, but cool. Okay. What color gray do we have here? Oop. Did I not pick that up? Okay, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, so let's select this and let's go for a darker gray. And I think we're gonna use your blue in your lettering. So let's make this grab your blades here. I think that would work actually pretty well for your turbocharger. It feels quite nice. And I think for this, we're gonna do maybe a gradient. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, I need to go in and work on this really quick because there's some points in this that really need some work done. Okay, so I'm sure looking at this, you can see where there's some like points that are kind of sharp. A lot of times after I do work, I go back in and I fix these. You can just grab these little bits and you can pull them and it'll smooth them out. I don't want this one smoothed though. I want the points to stay as points. You can't grab them all and pull them, okay? Because the points right now that I have that are the way they are, where they're like really smoothed, like the tips here, that's because I did that, and you don't want those like that. There is no quick way to do this, all right? You're just gonna have to take your time and go through and fix things. Okay, that looks better, except for I've got one right here that needs fixed, and one right here, and I think, Nixie, stop. Go on. Okay. We don't need an outline on this. So, what we're going to do for this, for its gradient, first of all, we're going to grab this color. Come on, select the other one. Thank you. We're going to grab this color. And I'm going to try and grab a red. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to pull this one down a little, and we're going to make this one a yellow. Okay. Okay. So now we are going to edit these gradients. And I do not want this, I want this, and I want it to be a bit bigger. Oops, nope. Okay, so I want that up there. So the first thing is that we have to remember that the lighter fire is, the closer it is to the heat source. So we want yellow in the back of all of these. So we're gonna have to turn them. And then we're gonna have to, oop, you're gonna have to grab this ball, which means you're probably gonna have to move some of the stuff out of the way. Okay. The other thing I can do, if I don't want to go through the process of what I'm currently doing, which is turning these around, your other option is you can grab this and you can pull it down here. You can put this down here. You can pull this here and you can rearrange it this way. So there are two options. You're still going to have to rearrange your gradients, so just know that. So we're going to put this at the back, the yellow, because there's gonna, some of this is further away than others. Okay, I want to make sure there's still some yellow in this. Okay. All right. So we need to twist this one so that it follows the flame. So this should be at the base there, and then this should be up here. So we're gonna have to adjust this just a little. And gradients can be a little finicky, just so you know. And then you can move them here to suit each one of these individually. So we don't need that extra one there. And we're gonna want this red in here. This one, we're gonna wanna turn this way. And we're not gonna want a whole lot of yellow in this one because we're further away from the flames. We're gonna want further away from the actual like turbo. So we're gonna want more of that orange and red. This one we're gonna turn as well. And we're gonna match it more towards this one. So we're not gonna have much yellow in this one at all. Actually, I think I'm just gonna remove the yellow from that one as well. And we're gonna have more red in this. So we're gonna kind of try and match them so that it looks like they're cooling at the ends, but the ones that are further away aren't gonna have the yellow that the ones closer up do, because that is how fire works. I want to move this. Okay, so I can get rid of that. I need this. Oh, hold on. Let me grab this and turn it a little. Okay, there we go. So we do need yellow in this one, a little bit of orange. That can go away. And we do need a bit of red because it is still going away from the turbo. Okay. So this gradient doesn't feel too terribly extreme, and it doesn't take away from this, because sometimes when you're adding in gradients, you have to be careful that you're not making the rest of the image feel like it doesn't fit. Okay, so now that we've got that done, we can pull this up. I'm really wondering if I need to make this darker. I think that might actually help, being a bit of a darker color. I still want to leave this a lighter color because I think it adds to the general feel of this logo. All right, so let's take your lettering and let's see what we can do with it. Let's go to offset paths. Let's try that again. That's what I wanted. Okay. Okay, there we go. So there we have our font that stands out a little bit. So that would work with your color scheme. Now I'm going to do this with a couple different text. So let's move this stuff over here. And let's get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your artboard. I'm going to pull it up here and pull the neck. Oh, that. I'm pressing the wrong buttons again. Oh, okay. Let me turn off this layer because that'll give me some more space here. So we're going to move those. These are the ones we're working with. We're going to pull up an artboard. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to pull this in. Whoops, I think I got rid of one of the guides. Okay. So I'm going to delete the text for all of these. And I'm eventually going to be making these smaller, just so you know. Why is this doing this? Because my computer is lagging. Okay. I may have to go ahead and make them smaller. I have a feeling that my computer is not enjoying your logo design too much, being as big as it is. Okay, so let's shrink these. Okay, we're gonna do this a little differently. Sometimes Adobe plays nicely and sometimes it doesn't. So let's make these like way smaller. We'll put them here. I'll sort the guides out in a minute. Let's grab your artboards. Sometimes Adobe does okay with larger imagery and sometimes it doesn't, but I can tell my machine is not enjoying this at all, so we're gonna make it happier by making these a bit longer. And I have a feeling it has to do with some of the things with the gradients that are in this. Okay. I can just delete all of these. Okay. Let's pull this in. We are going to pull this one down. Okay. I need to pull my guides back in that are not wanting to pull in. Okay. All right. So let's pull that out. Let's grab this one. I don't know that I'm doing all of these. So this one, the lettering is going to be a little smaller. You might be able to pull it down a little, but I'm not sure that's going to give you a whole lot. So that's maybe not a good one to use. We can try this. I think that's the one we've already done. Let's try this one. Okay, this one sizes up a bit better. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna object, path, offset path. It's a negative, and then we're gonna pull that down, and we're gonna pull over, and we're gonna grab whatever color I did on this back one, and we're gonna send it all to the back. Using the correct shortcut keys. Okay, that's all of them. So with this one, you're going to have to be a little more careful because of the way the letters are drawn. Okay, so I'm going to go to that. Oh, and this. Okay. And you got to be careful how you select them. I keep forgetting that if you use the direct select tool, it doesn't detect the whole shape. It only grabs the points at the bottom. So make sure you're using your regular selection tool to do this. So this one, you're going to go to the side more, then you're going to go down because you don't want to see where those, the holes in like the G and stuff are. So that's going to be how that one looks. I still think this one might be the best one. Let's see what else I have over here. That's kind of similar. We'll try this one here just because it's tilted, and I think that's the last one I'm going to do. So let's grab this one. And I feel like that might actually be the same font. No, it's a little different, but it's very similar. Ugh, sorry, had to sneeze. 'Tis the time of year. Okay. So then we're going to go again to offset path. We're going to click OK. It's going to... Okay, so what can I do with... Okay, I can go down a little more with this one. So yeah, so we can do something like that. So let's get rid of these extra artboards. So I think that either any of these three will work well. You've kind of seen how I went through and did that. You can find the same images on Google. And like I told you guys at the beginning of class, you are allowed to trace certain parts of your designs if that helps you. I know that you guys are just learning, so I don't expect you to be able to. Um, I don't expect you guys to have to like learn. I don't expect you guys to have to draw everything from your mind. Sorry, my brain is like tired from grading. So yeah, so here are some options. I think this is going to work way better for you. It's more understandable as to what it is, and it's not as cluttered and as busy, which I think is going to cause you problems. So let me know if you have any questions, and we'll go from there.